Alright, guys. So we're the Sane Society. Got myself Jochik, Justman, and Jagad. And this is our movie review of Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever.
I do it.
What?
Yo, kill it like that? Yo, you for real just killed it. What the fuck,
Bro.
Sorry, I'm not doing it.
Why?
I don't rap. I don't rap Black Panther like that.
It doesn't matter if you rap it or not, bro.
Well, okay, take 3.
You actually doing it.
Wakanda
You actually
Forever.
Yeah, it's like that.
Alright, there you go. There you go.
All right.
Just off the top, rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Bro, I swear he himself didn't like that either. That like fans would be on like this.
Okay, but like
When?
that's fine.
There was like interviews and stuff.
But to be fair,
he's like,
but to be
like,
fair,
he's just tired
it
of
was
like
excessive.
everyone
Like,
doing this.
but to be fair, it was excessive then. Now we're just like you know, like
It's in memory of, you know?
memory of hashtag
Yeah.
represent.
You know what's Remembrance Day today?
Hashtag.
Yeah.
Hashtag.
Also,
Hashtag.
let's just talk about the movie.
So, do you guys have any initial thoughts off of the top?
I mean, okay, I asked you before we started the movie what you expected the movie to be like for rating wise.
Yeah.
And like, I do want to like let's talk about that real quick.
Sure.
So my initial rating, I was expecting like I'm like okay, you know what, like it's the MCU movie. 7 out of 10 is fair, but like recent track record, I'm thinking maybe less. But I was like, you know what, it's Black Panther, so it's like you know it's gonna be a little bit better.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know, 7 is fair. I think you were saying
I said 8 or 7.5.
So I was expecting
before going in.
Yeah, before going in.
Yeah.
So one, I had not seen any of the trailers. I only knew about like Namor, like I knew about him.
Yeah.
But I didn't know about like what was going on or anything, right? And then I had seen like just clips of the female Black Panther suit, right?
Okay.
But then I didn't know anything else about the movie.
Mm.
So like going in, I was like, bro, they can't do him dirty. You know what I mean? Like they have it's in memory of,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I was like, at least an 8 to 7, like at least an 8. And I'm like, yeah, I was thinking 8 for sure.
That's fair. Also, let's mention it now before we go in. Spoiler review.
Yeah.
Full
Completely spoiler review.
Yeah. So if you have not watched the movie,
Just
do not watch this.
Or if you don't plan on watching the movie, we'll do enough of covering
or even,
it.
like, if you're like one of those people that don't care about getting spoiled, you can watch the movie and you can watch this review and then just watch the movie. It's fine.
off the top, go down there, hit subscribe, hit like, comment.
Yeah.
A lot of our viewership isn't subscribers, so
Yeah.
go down there, hit subscribe.
We'd appreciate it.
Yeah, 100%. Just off of the top, the way they started off with T'Challa. He died from an illness.
Yeah.
Which it makes sense because it played a lot into like what happened in real life. To, like, Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah.
And it's a nice way to like bring it into the MCU and then also have it like respect him.
Yeah.
I just thought it was
like
kind
some
of
dumb way.
like, but like
It still could have been done better.
I liked the way it was done.
Because
an illness taking up Black Panther.
It was weird because it was just like.
But any other way would have been like, how are they gonna write that in? And without doing a disservice to Chadwick Boseman.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
Like they're very limited in what they could have done.
Yeah.
But like at the same time, it is kind of like
because you're Black Panther.
It's like forced in there.
Yeah.
Like, it
doesn't take away from the movie.
No, it doesn't.
I'm just saying like the character in itself, like Black Panther, like not the T'Challa aspect. I'm talking about the Black Panther aspect.
Yeah.
Like it's just kind of weird that you got taken up by like
an illness. That's true. But
again, I do know that it's to play in with like
what happened.
Mm-hmm.
So
and you mentioned it during or when we were talking about it yesterday, how you were saying that like the same way Chadwick Boseman didn't really talk about what he was dealing with.
Yeah.
Same way like
T'Challa doesn't tell them until like it's too late.
So I like that aspect of it.
Yeah, that was nice. How do we feel about the directing?
I liked it, but it felt like there was times where I wish it was more exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Because the overall movie just seemed like boring.
Yeah.
In my opinion, like I know they're like tugging on like the emotional aspect and stuff.
Yeah.
And like that stuff wasn't.
But it's so tough, right? Like you got to make a movie that's a tribute to Chadwick Boseman without doing some like not like if it was like a crazy over the top movie, then that would take away from in memory of him. I feel like, you know what I mean?
And I feel like they still could have played out the memory thing really well, especially with what they did with his sister.
Yeah,
they did that like pretty well. But I feel like the overall movie was just boring because it was just so much of just character to character talking and stuff, where it wasn't like there wasn't like any real action happening for quite a long time.
Well, I mean, you did walk away when there was action.
When finally when one little bit of action happened, like I had to go to the washroom and I was so chapped about it. But even then, that was so long into the movie.
It was.
And before that, all you get is like their little
to be fair, like I feel like but like to be fair, like considering like, you know, Chadwick Boseman did pass away, a lot of the film I guess was supposed to be more character driven.
Yeah, 100%.
And rather action driven.
Yeah.
Which
you know, it's nice as a switch up for MCU, I guess, because usually they're just throwing like big explosions and like CGI and shit at everything.
Yeah.
So it's a nice switch up from that aspect. But like they honestly like it's just so like it just felt so slow and boring at times. Where I was just like, man, like it kind of took me out of it.
But with the direction of the movie, like a lot of the shots were like central focus shots.
Yeah.
And outside everything was blurred.
Yeah,
they did that quite a bit, and that kind of took me out of the film.
There was one moment where you had Jabari and his like boys.
Yeah.
Basically like on this platform, like a wooden platform, and there was a backdrop of Wakanda.
Yeah.
But you could tell that that it was just like a green screen or something that they were standing in front of.
It's when they stand there and they're like,
and you're just sitting. And I sat there and I was like, man, that's like the one time it actually took me out. Like,
there was another time too when they're like preparing for war, and like all of the, I can't remember what like the elite squad is called in Wakanda. Who use the spears. Yeah. They're walking and everyone's like kind of preparing, and like Shuri's standing off to the side already in her Black Panther outfit. And there's like the final huge war that's about to happen. But they're clear and shot, but everything else, like all the Quinjets, all of Wakanda, it's all blurred.
Do you think the reason that the
like focus
that technique is used is because they're having troubles with like CGI departments and stuff? 100%. Because
is that confirmed?
Well, no.
Were they doing that? Like, were they having problems with that? Or?
But we've seen like the previous track record. They've had CGI
problems.
And this was a very CGI heavy movie. And going in, like if we go into CGI, there were a lot of CGI issues that I saw.
Yeah.
How do we?
I feel like it held up better CGI wise compared to some of their other stuff.
This
year at least.
Yeah, that's true. But like that could go with the thing of like what you guys are saying. Like maybe because they
blurred out some areas.
Focus that it helps with. You know,
CGI in the other areas,
because then your focus, like as a viewer, is going to be what's in focus, not what's out of focus.
Right? And also, I feel like with the emotional aspect, like having some of those things blurred out, it works better with focusing on like what
for tunnel vision.
But it also
tunnel vision.
But it also works with like what I was saying earlier, that like I guess it's supposed to be more character driven. Right. So if it's more character driven, you're gonna want your characters in focus, and
it makes sense too with like how Shuri was like approaching everything. She did have tunnel vision.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So if they're playing it off that, then I guess it's fine.
Yeah.
But it did seem like to me as though they were doing that to save on CGI, so that they could use later on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. No, I felt that too. And then just the opening sequence after the tribute where they have the airbenders essentially pull up, like
the airbenders.
Avatar.
Where did the airbenders pull up?
Because the movie's called Avatar.
Oh, why'd you say?
So the movie's called Avatar, but then there's also Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah.
So then you can. I said it as a double entendre. So like when I said it, I was like, I looked over at him. I was like, the avatars are here.
Yeah.
Because I knew Neymar has like the wings on his feet, so he's like floating.
I see.
So I said it as a double entendre. He was so confused. He was like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
I thought he meant
like how you got confused.
Yeah.
I thought he was saying it just as a reference, like the blue people.
Yeah, because that makes sense.
But then I see him floating in there, and I'm like, "That's what you meant."
Yeah.
Because I thought it was like a whole like Atlantis type of story.
That's what I thought so too. I didn't know about.
But yeah, so that whole opening thing, like when they had like the sirens, like
that was dope,
singing and everyone like falling off. That whole opening thing, I was kind of just I turned to this guy
sick,
and I'm like, yo, low-key, I might have to switch my rating up. Because I was just like that.
That was sick.
It was so sick.
It was It
was I was like in like a horror type of
and like my expectations for like the movie started like going up because I was just like, okay, like let me see what's up.
Even the opening scene where like the elite guard, they emerge out of the darkness.
Yeah.
That was sick too.
Like when the door
opens and they appear. Because I low-key thought Black Panther was gonna come out.
No, because I was like, bro, they're about to do some Batman shit. That was part of that same sequence, right? Because that was happening
at the same time
while this was happening.
Yeah.
And you had his mom, the Black Panther's mom at like the
Queen.
Yeah, the Queen.
Like the Senate.
At the Senate, and she's talking to them, and she just shuts them all up, right?
Yeah.
And all three of those things.
It wasn't the Senate. It was like all the major powers.
Yeah. But like she shuts them all up, and then while that's happening, like you have them fighting in Wakanda, and then you have those guys fighting as well.
Yeah.
And then it's just like that all together. It was just like nice.
Like, it was very nice.
Yeah. Like where is this actually about to go?
Yeah.
But and that's why like when it like progressed, and then you're seeing like just drawn out like character driven stuff, I guess, where it's like you didn't necessarily need that.
In terms of that, how do we feel about the writing overall?
I think the writing was great. I think it was nice. Yeah. I think it worked perfectly. Like with the second movie as well.
Like some plot points that I didn't like.
Yeah.
Like
so one was in the beginning, Okoye. She kills 3 of them on the bridge.
And then they don't actually die. And she's like, yo, I fatally wounded all of them. And they didn't die. Yeah.
Right? Then later on, the girl who starts like, I can't remember her name, but she was like in Haiti. And she like infiltrates the lair.
And then she kills them.
One shot, she's dead.
But she's using a gun though to their face.
But bro, she full on impaled them.
Okoye I know. But you could say that when she impales them, she's expecting their human physiology like to be like humans, but they've evolved, right? So they don't.
But he's like,
so where she impaled them, like it could be maybe.
I don't know.
Could that also go to the fact that like they were all warriors, and like the girl that what's her face, the spy girl
wasn't a warrior.
Yeah,
but their physiology would be the same though.
Like, but she hit them like she put a gun to their face, like murked them out with a gun.
Yeah, but it was a sonic gun from a range, and it hit her in the stomach, and those people got impaled in the stomach too.
She mentions that she's like, yo, like, because I'm using a sonic gun at this range, it's gonna do enough damage that she's not gonna survive.
She said that, but Okoye also thought that she was gonna kill them with the spear.
Yeah.
So how would she know? Like she's new to this as well. How does she know that that's enough to kill them? Right. So I thought that when she's talking to her, she's like, "Oh, you killed her." I was like, "Oh shit, that girl's about to get back up and just get her from behind." Yeah. Because we've seen that they don't die like that.
We do see later on
because that's our first introduction to them, right?
Yeah.
Like in like a fight scene, so you're like, okay, everyone has this. Like these attributes, but then later on they don't have that, and then that's what causes the war.
You do see later on though, like during the war, that they were doing Sonic shit, and it was kind of fucking with.
It was.
So you could say that they're the Sonic, like obviously she didn't know it, like she shouldn't have known it, but like Sonic can do more damage to them.
But then during the final fight scene, when everyone's basically just cutting them and like killing them, they shouldn't be dying then.
I mean, were they dying? Because like
we don't even know.
Some of them they were just getting like they were just kicking them off the boat. They're falling in the water.
Yeah,
and you don't spend too much time on that battle scene.
That's true.
Or like with each section of that battle, where you're like you don't even know if these guys are actually like if anyone's really dying like that.
So the other plot point that I had an issue with was that Namor gives his mother's necklace to Shuri.
Yeah, I found that weird too.
For no reason. Like that's his only memento from his mother.
Yeah.
And then later on, that necklace becomes like a pivotal plot point for them to be able to get the herb.
Because I think that was like either you be trusting and do that because you're trying to make an alliance, but like in the way that he sees the world, it was more like you're either with me or against me.
Exactly.
And it doesn't make sense for you to give this to right.
Yeah.
And the way the movie ended, where they did actually end up having an alliance, it would have been better. I guess it doesn't work now that she had because in the movie she had the Black Panther suit on and stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, it would have been nice if like after they had the alliance, that was like a way of symbolizing the alliance.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because that makes this is the first time they're getting an alliance, and they actually trust like the Wakandans because they like both use vibranium and stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
And like
Right.
So it makes way more sense, but. I completely agree with that.
Yeah, I'm still in the camp though for like this movie that like maybe they just should have kept Killmonger alive.
Yeah.
I
believe that
because at the end when we walked out of the theaters, because it was sick that they like it confirms that he's dead, but like it was sick that like they brought him back just for like
that was dope.
Yeah,
It was dope.
But, like, Considering that like this movie takes place like what 6 years after Endgame,
yeah,
or is it Endgame or Infinity War? So that means that could have given him 6 years to like have some character development, right?
Yeah, and be alive or something.
And like he could have gone through some more character development after Black Panther gets snapped out of
right.
And then, you know, again, more after Chadwick.
I was just wondering,
right?
Yeah, I was just wondering.
And then he could have, because he already has that sort of past and ideology that like Shuri's kind of going through, he could have been a pretty good mentor in a way.
Yeah.
And like, you know, the people that are going to say, well, like in the comics, well, okay, MCU doesn't follow the comics, so like, relax on that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just felt like it would have been pretty cool.
No, 100%.
Yeah, because it would have been nice to have him, especially like because personally, I don't like that Shuri got the Black Panther.
But like in war times, think about how good he would have been. Right?
He would have been in there.
That's what I'm saying. So like, imagine him during like in war times, plus helping Shuri try to like cope
and honestly, maybe like even his perspective, like in Black Panther 1, like. It wasn't like you understood his like why he is the way he is, ideology, and you could tell like he could be a guy that can actually have a growth, like have a character.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Again, kind of going back to that though, like in Black Panther 1, and like you can kind of make that comparison where Namor is the same.
Yeah,
like,
both
of their ideologies are ideologies that like make sense.
Yeah,
and you're not like these villains.
I actually didn't like his writing that much.
Really?
I don't know. I felt like his convictions weren't as strong as they should have been.
They should have been. Yeah, I could see that.
I can see that.
Because at the same time, like you can go through peace, right? If you make an alliance with Wakanda, they're gonna protect your seat, right?
Yeah.
Which means they're not gonna let these people just go in and go find vibranium in the sea.
Yeah.
So why was he so tripped out? Like, no, I have to kill the scientist.
Yeah.
I have to kill her.
Yeah.
I think
it didn't make sense.
It didn't make sense why he has to, but his like. I guess because he's been alive for so long. Because he doesn't age like normal humans.
No, he doesn't.
So it kind of, to me, it made sense with his convictions kind of, like they were stronger at first when he was a boy. And then over time, he's like, okay, let me try trusting these people and maybe not go too ham. But then at the same time, he wanted to do full-scale war with the whole world.
What would have made more sense, but it's like really cliche, is if he had like a love interest that kind of showed him that not all humans are bad.
I thought
because that's how he kind of views it. You know what I mean?
That's what I thought was gonna happen with Shuri, and I was kind of
like she was gonna be his love interest.
And I was like, it's kind of weird, but it'd be kind of cool in the same way because how Shuri's personality is and stuff. Mm-hmm. I was like, it's not gonna be like I'm not gonna sit there like like what the heck is this? You know, like especially because she needs somebody to help her push her past like grieving for her brother, right? So it made sense for them to kind of like find each other and help each other out.
But like this is also the third MCU villain who's had a change of heart.
wait
well, you could say that like at the end of the movie he didn't have a complete change of heart.
Because there's Gore and there's
Wanda.
But Wanda was always a hero.
No, but at the end they just all of a sudden have a change of heart and they're like, okay, that's it. That's the end of the movie.
Okay, I guess
they didn't actually they didn't actually kill.
Nothing was like they don't. There's again, it's the last three MCU movies.
But to be fair, at the end of this film, when we get to him again, he does say that like there's gonna come a time when the surface world's gonna attack Wakanda. And Wakanda's alliance is gonna kick in. That's
true.
Us,
that's true.
And we're gonna be able to do what we want. Right? Like attack the surface world.
Because
it was like ulterior motive.
But that subplot was being pushed throughout the entire movie with the whole U.S. government.
Right. The U.S. government was pushed. Like it was weird because it was like you had the Wakandans kind of be like, no, we don't want to join your alliance, but then you had like the other nations put pressure on Wakanda where it makes sense. Like, why wouldn't you just align with these guys? And I would have much rather had them align with them. Because then it would have been both of them fighting like other nations, and then that would have been like dope to see. And also in that war, it would have been nice to see Wakanda switch up on them. Right. Because like the scale of what they were thinking of the war is completely different from what they were thinking. Right. Where they actually want to like annihilate the world, where these guys are just like, yo, like we're trying to just stop the powers from like
getting vibranium or whatever.
Right? Like they're still like humanistic while they're just like, nah, screw all these guys because they're always just putting in like fucking stuff.
Other like I guess you could say it's a writing issue, but not really. There was no other like superhero.
But I don't mind that.
Yeah, but
it's isolated.
I like that it's isolated.
But the thing is,
nowadays the MCU is like never isolated. So
but it's because how extensive the MCU is that it would have never been an isolated thing.
Yeah,
like at least one other. Like even if they were like, "Oh, yo, do you need help?" No, okay. That's it.
To be fair, especially because now they've done
in X-Men first, when they did like the soft reboot or
whatever. Yeah.
And when they went to go get Wolverine,
fuck off. Yeah, exactly. They could have just done some shit like that where they'd be like, "Oh, do you need help?" They're like, "No, we're good. We got this."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it was like a world scale thing. You're gonna tell me that other like Avengers or other superheroes are gonna be like, "Oh yeah, no, it's all good."
They name drop Hulk, and also when they mentioned that vibranium was outside of Wakanda and they're shook.
Yeah.
Do you think that's because of Eternals?
No.
You think it was just like
because vibranium comes from a meteorite, right?
Because they haven't done anything with that hand that's sprouting out of the ocean or whatever.
They're probably not going to.
Because that's such a great story for them to like make weapons out of or do something with like like the hand of a celestial. Like why wouldn't they do that?
Yeah.
So I thought like if that's where vibranium like came from in a way.
No, but it came from a meteorite.
Yeah.
That's what they explained.
Yeah, that would have been a sick way to link it.
Yeah,
because right now like Eternals is just Eternals, like it's just on its own, did nothing for anything.
Their sequence with them going down to their city or whatever, dude. They tread so lightly to not make it seem like Aquaman. Like I remember how we were talking about this.
Yeah, because it's like
I'm happy that
it was dope, man. It was done so well. Like it was like deep, dark,
and that's what I'm saying.
Shit, what is this gonna be like?
And the way he was like, he brought the sun into the underwater, and then you can tell it looks like they went really heavy with the Aztec.
It was sick. I loved it, man.
And I really fucked
because I was expecting a whole
that they were treading lightly.
You can tell
they didn't even stay in the city for too long. They went back up to the cave like as fast as they could.
You can tell like basically every aspect of like, I guess things that like you could say would have been from Aquaman.
Yeah,
they particularly made a point to not using it, so you could tell that they're consciously trying to make a point. And
But again, it was heavy CGI, which is why they couldn't stay there too long. Yeah. But as soon as they enter it, bro, the soundtrack bang.
The whole OST.
I think the OST in general.
But it was that one specifically where I was like, oh shit,
banger.
Yeah.
No, I like the little like I guess like the vocalizations.
Yeah, visually it was very nice too.
Yeah, how do we feel about the cinematography?
I think it was good. Like they had those clean shots. Mm-hmm. They did have clean shots. It wasn't like it's no Batman, but it's like it was nice.
No, it was nice. Yeah. But just touching on the CGI,
like I missed that battle aspect. So maybe there's like a lot of CGI. I missed it. Like
the CGI that I noticed a lot was one when Okoye becomes the Midnight Shadow or Midnight something. It was like a lot of times they were like I was like, what the hell is this? Like the CGI was so off-putting, and then even the initial shot.
I like the way she looked though.
Yeah, character design dope. But the initial shot when they take his coffin up into the ship, the CGI there was so weird. Because as soon as it happened, I like looked over and I was like, bro, did you see that CGI? Like, what is that? That's so weird. And then also the CGI on Riri.
Yo,
on who?
Riri, the scientist. Her name is Riri.
Oh, I know that.
Ironheart.
Yeah.
Yo,
I mean, but we'll get into that.
Just a random thing.
Yeah, I could see that too. You're saying?
Shoot, it just left my mind. Keep talking.
So, okay, there was that one shot where he puts on like that lion headdress. No more.
Yeah.
And he's on his like kind of throne thing.
Sick.
That was cool. And also I like the way that they were basically kind of like a Kamehameha thing.
Kamehameha, literally.
They would, like,
just doing Kamehameha.
But I felt like to me it felt like a clam.
Yeah.
Which is like because they live in the ocean and stuff, so it looked more like it was like a clam type of thing.
I was thinking more.
I was like, that's cool.
I was thinking legitimately Kamehameha because Kamehameha translates to turtle destruction wave.
Okay.
Yeah, so turtles live in the sea.
I feel like the clam thing made more sense.
And Kamehameha was.
No, because sometimes they would be like this.
One of the first kings.
Yeah. Sometimes they'd be like this
of Hawaii. Same type of vibe.
But
it was just their Wakanda.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. It was. Which he didn't do at the end, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, okay. What I was gonna say. The one thing that they didn't use enough was the absorb technique when in the the Black Panther suit.
Yeah,
like where like you absorb like the thing, and then she used it once.
She was taking so many hits, and I was like, okay, she's probably just building up hella.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But then she activates it like so anticlimactic, and doesn't do shit for him. Destroys rocks behind her.
Yeah,
and you're just like, what the hell is this? Like,
that was the one thing that I noticed. I was like,
I didn't like that either.
But what I really liked was that the way Namor moved in the air.
Yeah. I liked it.
That was so sick. Like, if he wasn't flying, it's like he was like running in the air, like dodging everything, which is really dope.
The way they started the movie though, to where it ended, it's just so, it was such a different feel, which I kind of didn't like.
Yeah.
Because I wanted like that fear that the world kind of had, where there's like, we don't know what their military might is, we don't know how many numbers they have or anything about them, and like they're not listening to that CIA like colonizer guy, whatever his name is. Ross. They're just not listening to him, and they're not actually helping Wakanda, even though they've been through all this shit together. Yeah, it was just like,
when your leader fights up against Thanos to like help, like defeat him or whatever,
and then also they all know that Black Panther dies, and they're gonna come and fiend for reasons.
Exactly, and not only that, they took the fight, like the original fight for. In Infinity War, they took it to Wakanda.
Yeah, they did.
So, like, everyone knows. Like, at least all the powers know. Like,
they should know at least.
Yeah.
I very much did not like. But I don't know her. I don't know her real name. Elaine Bennis's character.
Who's that?
She's like the director.
Oh,
the girl who's like.
Oh yeah, the wife.
Purple. The
wife. His wife, Ross's wife.
Yeah. I did not like her.
I did not like her. I didn't like her either.
Yeah. I mean, I guess she's written that way, but I just don't like that actress.
Oh, okay.
Just because of Seinfeld.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She just annoys me out of
How do we like them putting in this USA subplot they didn't really do much with other than start like building for the next film, I guess.
But the thing is, I
don't mind it because it plays into like how every country's kind of power hungry for like the resources, but I feel like they should have at least the US, at least like maybe not the French and whatever, because again like the Avengers is all like US based mainly. So it makes sense where the US would have stronger ties with Wakanda. And for the US to specifically not be like part of it, like if they had that French plot where they started at the beginning, where the French were scheming and trying to steal shit, they could have done shit where they were like having this based in France or whatever, and have shit go off there with like MI6 or whatever they're doing. You know, so like, but other than that, like I still feel like the writing was like, it's better than the past two movies we've gotten.
Oh, for sure.
Like 100%.
Way better. So it's like a question. That's at least like refreshing for me.
So do you think they did that on purpose?
What do you mean? Like shitty writing for two movies
just to make this movie better?
No, there's no way they're flopping on two movies, and like that's like.
It's not even a flop. They made money.
No, but in the sense where you're like, when you think about like those directors that worked on those movies, and you're gonna be like, man, they made this movie. Like,
Sam Raimi.
Like for you to,
but no.
From a director aspect, you kind of like, you're not gonna think much of that director.
But not everyone's going into the movie like us and being like, okay, this was not good. They're watching the movie like, wow, I thoroughly enjoyed that. Like, you know how many people I've talked to that have been like, Thor was an amazing movie? Yeah. And I'm like, wow, that's crazy. You have terrible taste.
But the MCU's or Marvel's, Disney's at this point where like they can
put out whatever.
They can put out trash movies and it's gonna do numbers. It'll never flop, but like you'll know it's a flop.
Yeah.
Right? Like you'll know how many people are really gonna buy Blu-ray 4K, any of that, right?
They're not.
The one thing though that I get like that they couldn't do it because of Chadwick Boseman's passing, but they didn't set anything up in terms of the overall story of the MCU.
Yeah.
Or at least if they are, they're doing it so subtly that like
the end credit scene kind of.
Yeah, the end credit scene they kind of did, but that end credit scene is something that's like gonna happen like 10 years later. Like shit that like not even relevant now for like they want to do later, and it was more sort of like have a T'Challa without having a T'Challa. And bringing an end to his like arc where he's like he knew this was happening, something that he battled with and he prepared for it already.
So did Chadwick Boseman in real life have a son?
I'm not sure.
I mean, I thought he had a family,
he had a wife for sure.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if she was.
What if it's his son? Like actual son?
What if it's his actual son acting?
That'd be pretty cool.
That would be really cool.
Yeah.
that'd be like it'd suck if they didn't though. Like that would have been like the prime time to do it.
But the thing, that's not what I'm talking about. Like, yeah, sure, they set up like
I know what you're saying.
Like the Wakanda storyline, like 10 years from now. But what I'm talking about is like they're calling it the multiverse saga. They didn't set anything up
in the multiverse, not at all. And also, like I guess they set up
because you have. We have Kang, right? We have Kang the Conqueror, right? We already know that he's gonna be in like Ant-Man and Wasp. Yeah. And like there hasn't been any setup. There's no connection from Doctor Strange other than the multiverse aspect. Like it didn't
Doctor
seem
Strange
like
did the multiverse.
No, but it didn't seem. But like what I'm saying is like in Infinity Saga. Like Thanos was like
it felt connected.
It felt like he was almost pulling strings in the background, right? Like, he was trying to piece everything together, and then
each storyline you had the stone show up in some way or form. Yeah, where you're like, okay, you know Thanos is going for these stones, so you know that like
he's doing something.
It's somehow like everyone's plot lines are gonna link together, line up, and then it did so well, right?
Mm-hmm. And then this one, it doesn't feel like
nothing's touching.
Other than Loki. I guess you could say somewhat of Doctor Strange because they just used the multiverse. Mm-hmm. But it didn't feel like Kang was like pulling strings in the background. Yeah. The only thing that like showed Kang pulling strings in the background was Loki.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's true.
And then you could say the same thing about Thor: Love and Thunder. Yeah, like it didn't seem like.
But for Thor, they had no reason to not be connecting it. Whereas like with Black Panther, it made perfect sense
because of Chadwick.
Yeah, it made perfect sense.
I guess it's a theory, but like this is for like the Kang thing where. People are saying he's basically like in all those movies he's gonna go after each of these different skills or something that they have. So like with Shang-Chi, like the 10 rings, and like whatever quantum stuff he's gonna get from Ant-Man. But it's kind of like the way Thanos was trying to get the Infinity Stones.
Right,
he's gonna go along getting each of these relics from each of these movies, where he's gonna combine them to do something.
I think he's gonna do it in like a friendly way too. Like he's gonna
pretend to be.
Like something like that.
Yeah, especially because he can see like all the different timelines or something, right?
Yeah.
So it makes sense like for him to manipulate it in that way. But I 100% think it would have been better if.
But they couldn't do it, right? So.
But they could do end credit scenes
exactly
where the reason why the timeline went the way it did.
Yeah.
Like
was because Kang's just
So the reason why Black Panther died actually is because Kang fucking manipulated that, and that
but again that speaks. You can't. Do that again because of like Chadwick Boseman's actual death.
No, but you can still what it's a movie though, right? Like
I know, but
it doesn't take away from his character at all. It's just at the end you just have it where Kang was like, okay, like him having Black Panther die at the beginning
was calculated. He was too powerful for Kang or something.
Something where like he's trying to like set up his shit later, and you would have been like, damn, because like. Again, like we're talking about at the beginning, like you can. It's nice because like
I mean, he should have done it like
to Chadwick, but it would have been nicer to put layers into like the movie itself.
No, you know what he should have done? What they should have done is they should have been like that. Now that this anomaly happened, he can move forward with his plans. It should have been something like that.
But you could say he can create those anomalies
himself.
Right? Yeah. But I mean, like it would have been like
He something stopped him from before,
and now this allowed him to.
But that's probably what we'll get in Ant-Man and Wasp, right?
Yeah, I guess
where like they're gonna tap into some quantum shit, and he's gonna be like, "Let me pull up and get some."
But remember early rumors of this movie that they're gonna have an end credit scene with Doctor Doom, and like it was gonna be like that. He was the guy that was actually pulling strings to make Namor like attack Wakanda or whatever. Yeah. Like had they done that, it would just feel a little bit more interconnected. To be honest, and like there's actual purpose for like what the movie's like. That's outcome.
That would have bumped my rating. Like
that's why I wanted to see it too, because I was just like, man, if they do Doctor Doom, like I'm there.
Yeah,
I'm fucking
100%.
Yeah. Easily.
But sorry, going back to the whole U.S. Subplot thing, she hacked his phone with the Wakandan beads. So somehow she had the tech to be able to hack Wakandan technology.
No. I think because he put the phone first of all, like he's talking on the Wakandan beads.
Right.
The phone was just there just to pretend like he's on the phone. So she just hacked his phone.
No. She hacked the beads.
The actual Wakandan beads.
She's like, bro, I hacked the beads before you even got there. I had chipped them before you even got there.
That's fucking
so I was privy to all the information you're using.
That's weird. To
be fair, it could just be a bug that she put on the beads.
But like they're beads. If you see something,
you would see it.
Yeah,
like, I don't know.
And he felt up the beads. He felt up the beads when he grabs them.
He was fondling the shit out.
No, not really. If it's like a small little bug that you put on it, she could just like put it right in between where like the it links, right?
I mean, I don't mind that she like.
It's not like he picked it up and like he fondled it, but I wasn't analyzing it.
No, but I said, like Wakandan technology should have picked it up.
Yeah, and Wakandan tech is so like advanced that like the AI should have been like
So then, if she was able to do that, then they should have got the scientists much faster.
Yeah.
Right, and also because she was privy to all that information, she's just a dick. Because the fact that she knew what was happening with the Atlanteans because of all that information, she didn't even do anything. She's like, fuck that.
They didn't tell him too much. They didn't tell him too much, actually.
Yeah.
So over the phone, like she wasn't getting too much information.
But she knew there was
another. She knew like there was some other force out there that they can't like talk about.
Yeah.
I feel like they didn't need to have her even know any of that. I feel because
she even just seemed irrelevant.
Because even at the end, like nothing happens. Like they cuff him up.
Yeah.
They like the Wakandans take him out. And he dips.
But it's to further push that agenda that Wakanda is the enemy. So now we're in like a future setup. If they do it correctly, in a future setup, it's going to be like the world against Wakanda.
Yeah, and they could play it in a way that like
if they lead to that war, that'd be sick.
Wakanda plays like a mole in their government.
Yeah,
play it as that guy was the mole and
it'd be cool if they're building up to that war, but especially if they're building up to like this King the Conqueror thing.
Mm-hmm.
Where that's gonna be a full large scale war, and then you're gonna have this like kind of like
a lot of war.
Like Civil War was like it was still a war, but it was like a small war compared to like the Thanos thing.
Yeah,
have it in that same sense where they're doing that. That'd be kind of cool too. I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I just don't like the way they're pushing it in this.
How do we feel about the characters and the acting?
So I think was it Letitia White? I don't know.
Yeah.
Shuri. I think she killed it.
She did kill it, bro. Yeah. Her outfits were on point.
Her outfits were on point.
Fucking sick.
But also, like, the emotional aspect.
Yeah, 100%.
When she was, like, just pissed about, like, her brother and her family, just losing her family and everything.
Yeah.
Like, you could really, like, feel that through her. So I think that was really
nice. The only thing that I kind of wanted more from was, like, she was mad at the world for, like, her inability to save her brother.
Yeah.
Right? But then at the end of the movie, like, or in the final fight scene, she's kind of like, he's also mad at the world.
Yeah.
Like, something should have triggered. It should have
translated better.
It should have translated better. Like, it just kind of came to her as she was like, I'm gonna kill this guy.
Yeah, because her mom pulled up in like that sequence thing.
Somehow. Yeah, somehow. Yeah.
I guess because like, it's weird for her to pull up because she never had the Black Panther mantle.
No, she didn't.
So it should have been like her dad or her brother even or something. But like, I guess you can't do that.
Killmonger again.
Yeah, but still, like, have somebody else pull up. Like, easily have her dad pull up. You know, like that. Mm-hmm. And because we haven't like, we're not gonna see him anymore. I guess.
Yeah.
Like, that would even make no sense.
And then because like at the end, right? She like the end credit scene. She like finally comes to terms with like her brother's death.
Yeah.
And she like burns the ceremonial clothing. But it was like I kind of wanted for her to be like this is I would have preferred if they had an alliance with Namor.
Yeah.
And then he saw the rage that she had and he saw the rage that he had, and then he took it too far, and then she realized like this is wrong.
That's what I'm saying.
This rage is wrong. Because, like...
That's what I'm saying with like, the war aspect.
In the final fight scene, right? She basically started the war out of rage.
Yeah.
Right? But then there was no consequences to her rage.
So, like, just to go...
But to be fair, war was going to happen anyway.
It was. But it was just out of blind rage, right? Where I thought, like, she was going to get revenge. She was going to kill Namor.
I think
but she was going to come back to, like, a devastating...
There should have been some repercussions where I feel like she should have killed Namor, but, like, her killing him, like, in that whole, like... all that shit going down, she would have lost so many casualties where, like, it basically would have changed the fate of Wakanda in a way.
Yeah.
But where they would have had to align with another superpower, like the US or France or whatever.
I feel like that kind of already happened.
Yeah.
Like, they lost a lot of their military power.
But they didn't have to, like, they aligned themselves with the people that, like, with their aggressors.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So, like, the war that they started against these guys, it would have made more sense for... have them have a plot where they're joining with the US, especially because they already had the whole Endgame thing where they're already like talking and Avengers and all that, right? Yeah. So you're kind of just like it. That way would have been better versus like compared to like that way, because the way Namor's whole like squad is, like their race and everything.
Yeah.
They want to see the world burn.
Yeah.
So it makes more sense for Wakanda to align themselves with like
I think it's actually only him because he's the only one that's lived forever.
No, I mean, because
the rest of them have not seen
they're just like listening to like the stuff that's been passed down.
Exactly, because he's there again. They say that he's their god.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. But I mean,
speaking of guy, the guy that says that like informs Wakanda that they see him as a god. What's his name?
Jabari.
He's the leader of the Jabari tribe. I don't know his name.
He didn't get used as much as I felt like
he should have in this movie and for sure. He got
I feel like
dude, he got one tap.
Yeah. And I feel like his character changed from how he was in Black Panther, like the first one, because like he was more, I guess, like comedic relief a little bit
in this movie.
This movie, whereas in the first one, like
he was antagonist.
Yeah, like
the thing is, think about how much time has passed, right?
Yeah,
he has like it's his character. His character development
was off screen. Yeah,
but that's not good. That's
like it
wasn't good character development, right? Like it was like he was nicer.
Yeah.
He said that like he'd be like a counsel for her. And,
but I think they should have given him the Black Panther thing.
Well, I mean,
at the end
he does.
Yeah, I mean, we see that at the end.
It makes this is what I said to everybody after we left the film. Since he just said that he wants to go for the throne,
he's gonna beat her.
He has to fight her,
without power,
and they take the power away before they do this tradition, right? Yeah. So if he's fighting her 1v1, he's whooping her.
There's 100%. There's no way she wins.
100%.
If MCU find a way to let her win, nah,
because she has zero martial arts skills.
Right.
Yeah.
But
think about it. He was T'Challa's like rival,
yeah.
And so like I'm kind of okay with them giving it to Shuri just like for this movie because of whatever. Mm-hmm. But I feel like it would have just been like instead of trying to like force the emotional like aspect of it, like still have it there, but like have it like work with the story.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like because she should have just gone to Jabari and been like, take this or whatever, like, and given him the mantle. Like why would she just? Because she's a scientist.
That's true.
Right?
That's true.
And even her fighting skills, like when you saw her like pull up her like sonic boom stuff, like in the middle of her being a Black Panther stuff, and then randomly she pulls up like a bunch. So with Jabari, what I was saying is it would have been nice to have her turn to him, and be like, I think you should have the Black Panther mantle, and that's like a way to actually have the tribe feel more like they're connected.
Yeah,
they're out in the mountains and stuff.
They're in the mountains.
Yeah,
and it's just always felt like they're like on the outskirts, and they've always, at least for Black Panther 1, they were like kind of like antagonistic. Like, what the heck, you guys don't fuck with us and shit.
Yeah.
And now that they're trying to show that they're like they've actually grown, that would have done way better to show that they've grown and become together.
Yeah.
And then she like forcefully like big bodied him into like being like, yo, like you gotta listen to me. I don't care. We're going to war. So like I don't know. I don't think it should have been that way.
Yeah, I mean, I guess temporarily, like
she was grieving, right, the entire movie.
Yeah, but to me, it felt like the emotional like heartstrings.
I feel like
she
also just wanted to.
But I feel like she was just like beating it up, like.
But like I feel like she also just wanted to meet her brother.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know where she's looking at.
I do think it's like they very much so played the part like she was powerless to save her brother.
Yeah.
Right. So I was hoping that they would show her like. You don't always have to be the one to save someone or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like if she was powerless to save him, maybe she could save somebody else.
Yeah.
Right? But they didn't like play off that at all. But I guess because it should have been like she should have been I guess the theme of the movie should have been like it's okay. You know, it's
like,
okay.
Let it go.
Yeah, like let things go.
Yeah.
That's what they should have played off more.
100%.
But, yeah. Just going to the next character I want to talk about is Namor.
Yeah.
I
really like this character.
Bro,
I really like
ancient Aztec design.
Yeah.
And like the whole like secret world of like you have like the ancient Aztecs and then you have like the futuristic Wakandan, like the way it like kind of
vibranium's used in both.
Yeah, it was dope. Like it wasn't like
the
two of the same cities; they're completely different cities.
Yeah.
But his character, like, he had no kids. Like he's been alive for however many long, and he just had no kids. Huh?
He ain't fucking.
He can't.
Why?
I don't know. He got wings on his feet.
He's gonna fly away.
Yeah.
Like what?
Like, oh babe, I'm sorry. He's flying away.
He nuts and flies away.
Like, bro, he's making bank off Feet Finder.
Yeah.
But yeah, like
I really did like his character, and
I liked his character too. But again, like what I said earlier, I still feel like stands for at least like
I mean,
yeah,
like okay.
And I think they should have introduced more like the rest of his people had no character.
No character at all. Yeah. Nothing. It was just like he was the one character that they were really like fleshing out, I guess. Yeah. And then they had that one guy who fought
Okoye.
Yeah, fought her, and they had like a rematch and stuff, and you're kind of like, okay, maybe, but then and you see that girl from before who I thought was like a princess or something.
Yeah, but she's not.
But she's just like they don't even talk about it.
Yeah, she's
just random. Yeah. I don't know. It's to me it sits a little bit better than the other MCU movies that we've seen.
He was low key just Ocean Master, like the way he was. Like, he wanted to.
No, I felt like it was just gonna be like a Throne Atlantis thing where they're just gonna wage war on the world.
And that's what he wanted, right?
Yeah, but I feel like that's a very like normal cliche take to do because I feel like even in like Greek mythology and stuff like with Poseidon and like whatever they always have like some type of hate for humans. So it's just a very normal
I also want to talk about Riri, like Ironheart.
Yeah, we haven't talked about her at all.
Her suit.
Yeah.
Is she a Power Ranger?
That's what I was thinking too. Yeah, she's
like bro, the suit was so weird.
But you can tell it's like
it's Mach 2. It was the second suit that she made.
Yeah. But I just didn't like the helmet.
Yeah,
was so weird to me. Like the eyes with like the. It just seemed like you remember those like little robots you could buy. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
I literally just thought it was that, and the CGI because her CGI was so bad.
They also have to change it from what Iron Man is like.
Of course,
and have it like. Different, but still like take some parts from it, and like she had that like laser thing shoot through her chest, right? Yeah. And I think it was nice to bring her in because like we did lose Tony Stark, and like we don't know what's happening with Hulk.
Yeah,
really,
or Iron Lad.
Or if they're even doing anything with Hulk.
Something's happening, right? He has a kid now.
Yeah,
but like I mean, they're not doing shit with the character. With Hulk,
we'll see.
It seemed like they were setting for something up at the end of She-Hulk, but
like
we'll see.
What are they gonna do at this point? He's like
World War Hulk, bro.
But yeah,
he can't even use like gamma ship. Like he fucked up his arm. Can't do shit.
No, his arm.
That's why you have to watch.
His arm is back, bro.
His arm's back.
Okay. I didn't see She-Hulk.
No, his arm was back in Shang-Chi.
I think he had it in a sling.
In one of the like end credit scenes.
Yeah, I think he still had it in a sling.
But his arms like are back to normal. Like one's a sling and then it comes back to normal. And there was like I remember because there was outrage because people were like, what the hell's going on?
I don't know. I don't remember this. It's been a while.
I will find it. I'll show you.
But either way, it's like
going on to
overall. I want to talk about.
No, do we have any other characters?
Okoye.
I
would like to talk. I felt like she should have got the Black Panther suit.
That would have been cool. That's what I wanted to. I said that when we left the movie. That's what I said
needed to go on like a redemption arc. Which didn't happen.
And also like the way like she was like talking to the queen and she's like, I gave my life for this. Like please I'll die with like doing this.
The queen had a good rebuttal though.
Like it she did. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But like it was just like it makes way more sense to give her the mantle than give it Shuri, because all Shuri really has is the blood lineage.
That's the thing though, right? Like so
you need the lineage.
Doesn't it give her the right because she technically has the right to the throne immediately?
Yeah. But
she was acting on like rage and like she wanted to meet her brother.
But she's not as strong as of a Black Panther as of course. The ones before her.
No, of course.
Because that's just not her. So it's just like it was kind of weird for her to take it. Like I would have rather have her make some tech and use her tech and make a suit or whatever and have her use that. Because she's gonna know how to actually use it strategically.
Yeah. Whereas like how she'd made the suits for Okoye and
because the Black Panther suit is more like she has super strength, she has claws, and she's just fucking shit up.
Yeah.
And then whatever she gets hit with, she just murks them out. Like there's no like actual like strategy or tactics to it, which how she like normally is. Like especially in Black Panther, like the first one, when they're fighting Killmonger, she's actually like using her gadgets and shit and trying to like fuck him up, right?
Yeah.
So.
But again, this was like a rage movie, right? She's not thinking strategically.
Yeah, I know.
But the dialogue in the movie was very well done too.
Yeah. I like that they were actually using French and then translating it. Even though it didn't make sense because like they should all be speaking English when they're in that little thing when they're all talking and all the world powers are together.
They were speaking English.
No, because they had the French people talking French.
Okay, but they had the English people talking English.
Yeah, but if they were gonna make a point to have the French people talking French, they could have the Wakandans talking their language too.
Yeah.
But it was nice to see that they're talking in French because you're like, that's cool.
Yeah.
But in the context of what's happening, because they're talking to like the other powers, that's true. Just talking English. Like, why
are they talking English? Because I thought the only time they spoke French were when they were in Haiti.
No. They talk. Because she tells them to kneel in French. The mercenaries.
Yeah.
And so that's how you know they're French.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sound we had
was fire.
Yeah.
I think the first movie had it better.
I don't know. I like
that's the Kendrick Lamar.
That's yeah. But like, I think the soundtrack was very well done.
It seemed like they tried to go with the same themes that like the first soundtrack had, and they just tried to bring it into this one.
It worked.
I mean, it's the same.
It worked. No.
I'm not saying like. I'm not saying that.
But I'm saying like even like the songs that they chose, and like not just like the soundtrack just for the movie, but the other songs that they were playing or whatever. I feel like they could have done a better job with those.
I liked them.
But other than that, like the songs or the sounds that they had for like when they're in Wakanda. And for majority of the film, it fit with whatever was happening.
Like again, what I was saying, the sound they used when they first reveal the Aztec city, sick. And then also when they
like the siren stuff,
the siren shit. And then when they retreat,
I think the siren thing was like my favorite.
When they retreat to the Jabari Mountain,
he comes down from to get into his throne.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Neymar, like the soundtrack that was playing then went hard too.
So when they retreat to the Jabari mountains. The soundtrack playing then was so good too. I feel like it was like Giveon. I don't know who it was singing, but I was like, damn, that shit hit.
Overall, the soundtrack was nice, but again, like the original Black Panther had a better selection, I guess, and also with having
they had the album too.
It was just nicer that way.
But I also liked when Shuri lands, like she like
that was Ludwig, no? That did this one.
I don't know who did this one.
When she lands in like the Jabari Mountain and like you first see her in the full suit.
Yeah.
The soundtrack there. Yeah. Perfect. Like it was like the perfect soundtrack to use for like a triumphant moment. Like I love that too.
Yeah. Soundtrack was nice. Personally, I like the Black Adam soundtrack more. I'm kind of rattled that you like this one.
No, I like this one.
No, I like this
one. But like the Black,
Ludwig
specifically
did this
though, what I'm talking about is Black Adam's theme.
Mm-hmm.
His like Teth Adam theme that he has, that shit bangs.
Nah, this was better,
dude. When even just the soundtrack that played when Neymar was getting into his throne,
100%, 100%.
The overall soundtrack, sure, I like. That,
I just said that one specific.
You're saying just that is better than the Teth Adam.
Dude, even the Teth
Adam one is intense too. I feel like they did the Teth Adam one like that because The Rock's like, yo, I want people to play this at the gym type of shit because that shit goes hard, man.
The Black Panther one was better, bro.
Yeah, it hit more.
It definitely hit more.
Yeah.
Let's move on to our final thoughts and our final scores. You want to go first?
I'll let you guys go first.
Okay, you go first.
Sure. So I would say I give it a 7.58 out of 10.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. I can see that.
I like it's a movie I would watch again for sure.
For sure. Yeah. I slept on it. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10.
You guys are making me a bad guy.
I slept because when I was like you, I was like 7.5.
Yeah,
that was my initial thoughts, but then at the end of the movie, I was like, I felt like it hit, but then I think 8's perfectly safe.
Yeah, it was just like the anticlimacticness kind of got me. Yeah, and then also something I didn't touch on was Namor's character was so beast, and then all of a sudden you're just like, oh
no, exactly.
Well, they
did nerf him.
So many things.
Yeah.
So I think personally. We walked out of that, and I said it was like a 7.8.
Yeah,
because I feel like I can't give it an A rating.
Bro, I can't let it be weird ass like 7.825.
Yo, I can't give it an 8, bro.
Yeah,
it doesn't. It's not.
No, it's a solid.
I don't think it's a deserving of an 8 or higher.
It is.
So like, but now I'm thinking like a 7.5 is fair, or like even like a 7.2 or something.
What'd you give Black Adam again?
I don't remember.
We have to
because I think
we have to score these again.
Because I think this movie is better than Black Adam.
100%.
Black Adam to me is more enjoyable to watch because this was like I said, it was so boring. Where like the writing was better, but there's obviously problems in this one. The fight scenes in Black Adam were way better.
The acting was terrible in Black Adam.
I know, but with Black Adam being my favorite character, it's the whole I'm gonna be biased towards it. So that's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
But like it was just like the boringness of it was I was just sitting there like, man, like I'm so tired of this movie, like type of thing.
I don't know, I didn't feel that at once.
I didn't feel that either.
Yeah.
I knew that it was like the pacing was a lot slower.
Yeah.
But I was okay with that because they were using characters to drive the story.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But like even like those characters, like some of them like I cared about, but I like with the Namor, I feel like they should have talked about like shown more of his civilization or whatever, and then gone more into like the Aztec stuff that they did.
Yeah.
And then I feel like with like
I feel like that became limited because they didn't want to go too much into the Aquaman stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, because that's still Marvel's own thing, so I feel like they should just driven into whatever they did with whatever Marvel was like set up for that character. No,
because people are gonna start saying, "Yo, this is just an Aquaman ripoff."
Doesn't matter.
Because you know how people are gonna.
It doesn't matter if people are gonna talk about it. They're making money off of it.
Yeah.
Do the story that makes sense. Like, why don't like have other people's influence change what you're gonna make?
No, because even Aquaman, like you could make the argument that Aquaman was a ripoff of Wakanda.
Yeah, no, people were saying that.
Yeah, because it's a hidden civilization.
Yeah,
you have multiple different tribes.
Yeah,
they all have to come together.
It's been said that people had
so it didn't matter at all. Actually,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No, but like I feel like that's literally why they didn't go into that.
Also, like the emotional, like I feel like they're going way too deep with that. Like they didn't have to go. Like at times, I was just like, man, like I don't need this. Like leave it. Like dial it back a little bit.
The emotion.
Just like in terms of like the, like I guess with like the Black Panther stuff, like with like Chadwick Boseman and stuff.
Yeah, but you knew it was gonna be an emotional movie.
Yeah. No, I know, but I'm saying you knew that going. But I'm saying it didn't hit me like in an emotional way the way it should have. Like it was like they were focused on the wrong emotional aspects instead of like the ones I feel like they should.
Like you feel like they should have focused more on like his death and like shown us like, you know, like
the way Shuri was handling it was proper, but it was just like. Like I guess I'd have to go back and watch it again.
Yeah,
but some like just sitting there because it's so slow burn, have like those moments be more impactful instead of just like recurring throughout the whole movie constantly.
Because I would have loved if there were more like scenes of Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah, they didn't use any scenes.
But even when you like,
but then I think it could be to like respect the family's wishes.
No,
probably
right. Like, so you can't like.
Do we even see like Shuri cry?
Oh, bro, so much.
Because she gets angry. Are you dumb? But I don't see like tears and stuff.
Okay, then you didn't watch the movie because at the end she's crying for so long.
But I'm saying throughout the movie
because it's rage, bro.
Because she's using rage to like find, and that's her emotion, right? That's the way she's coping with it. And at the end, she finally was able to cope with what happened.
Yeah. Properly. Yeah, but like even at the end when she cries, like it's like a tear or something. Like she's not actually
no. She's sitting there. She's like crying. Are you want her to ugly cry? Like
yeah,
bro, like,
I do.
Mean,
no,
bro?
I want her to ugly cry, bro. Like, I wanted her to.
And then her tears obviously changed to like tears of joy because she saw like her nephew.
Yeah.
So you gave it a
7.2.
7. We went lower. How did we go from a 7.8 to a 7.2?
Yeah, because honestly, like. The action aspect of it was just not there.
No, like the way Namor was moving in the air,
that was cool.
Was so that was cool. We haven't seen that explored before.
The sirens were cool, and like the change from the MCU thing were cool. But like what I wanted from out of the film was not what I got, and like I was just like.
So, okay. But I feel like that's just because you're.
But how do we go from a 7.8
then, right?
No, I'm saying like the way they started, the movie to where it ended.
Yeah.
And it was just like all the stuff we talked about already. I guess it was just like thing where I'm like, cause you're bringing up things that I didn't even take in.
Yeah.
And now that you're bringing up like more of those problems that you saw in the movie, I'm kind of just like, wow, like.
Yeah.
Like especially with that subplot of the whole U.S. stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like that like. When I was watching it, I was kind of just like, okay, like where is this leading to? And then having that reveal with the director and like, you realize it could have been better done. It's just like,
I guess
like the writing's better than Thor,
7.8 and it's better than
7.2. It's better than Doctor Strange writing. It's better than Thor writing. So at least it's something there. But like, I'm not gonna pretend it's like as good as like the Batman.
Well, I mean, me saying that it's an 8 doesn't mean that or like you saying that it's an 8 doesn't mean that we're saying it's.
And we're not, bro. We're reviewing the movie. We're not comparing the movie.
No, but me saying a movie is an 8 means like I genuinely enjoyed the movie.
Yeah.
And like despite like it having like a couple things I didn't like.
So then like was 8, Black Adam an 8 to you?
We put Black Adam, I think it was like a 7.5 we put it at.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. But like personally I was like I can bump it up to like an 8 or 8.5 just because I love Black Adam.
Okay.
Right? That was like a personal thing just because I'm like I
enjoyed the movie.
Yeah,
I did enjoy the movie other than
when we do our yearly the one at the end, I'm definitely gonna have to
rewatch it.
Maybe rewatch like all of them, but like re-advise like because
100%.
My score for Black Adam might change.
This
score
might
hard
change because we only got the one watch. It's easier once we like buy it and look at it and see what's up,
analyze it and stuff.
But for sure I know our top 3 solid. Top 3
Top 4. Even.
Top 4. Yeah, top 4.
Yeah.
So that was our
review.
Black Panther Wakanda Forever review. Thank you guys for watching, listening. Go down there, hit subscribe, hit like, comment, bell notification.
Share the video.
Tweet. Yeah, we're also on Twitter at Saiyan Society. We're gonna have an Instagram and TikTok coming soon.
Yep.
For now, we do have shorts on YouTube as well. But
check those out.
Yeah, thank you guys for watching. Peace.